said it's quite urgent. All he wanted me to do is track you down and send you to him. Look, this is important. Even more important than wiping out the ash spawn. Please, go speak to the second Councilor as soon as possible.
Last time I rode Jalen's ship, I was heaving my guts for a week. Dunmer weren't meant to ride.
Remember, I have plenty of potions and ingredients if you're ever in the market.
What are you gawking at, Outlander?
Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Ravenlock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councilor Morvayan being killed. The Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councilor's head. It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councilor Morvayan himself. The problem is, I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions. It may be justified, but it certainly isn't appreciated. Councilor Morvayan simply feels that I'm being paranoid. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. And I don't want it to come to that. I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Uland's house, House Lalu, already in Ravenlock. Ravenlock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing. I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me. I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Ravenlock and see if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. Can't afford to make any mistakes. Traitors. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people. Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering. They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council. I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses. Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstein. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive. However, any information we can glean in times like this, I consider vital to House Redoran's survival. During the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own homeland, leaving us virtually defenseless. We had no standing army at the time, just uncoordinated pockets of resistance. House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. It took years, but it became a force to be reckoned with. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army was able to prevent them from sweeping across all of Morrowind. It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction. Don't worry. You can trust Geldis. He's been with us for a long time.
Gods, another...
I work for
If there's anything at all I can do to help, please let me know.
You've been a good friend to me. That means something.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sue Jammer that will ever grace your lips. Well, well, Adril's got himself a spy, does he? Azura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way.
Is something
Actually,
amiss,
I do.
Mary?
If
I
you
can
want
sense
to
your
catch those
concern.
slippery slaughterfish,
It's nothing.
you need to let them come
I'm
to
going
you.
be fine, my love. Captain Veleth would
There's an
never allow
Ulan
anything to
ancestral
happen to us.
tomb near the temple.
Perhaps that's reassuring
Someone's been
enough for
leaving
you.
ash yam
It's something
offerings
that
on the
still
altar
keeps me
inside.
awake at night.
If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for.
How's that pretty young daughter of yours doing?
What makes you think I have it?
Black Hands is that?
Anytime Adril and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulans must have been one step ahead and didn't show
Next
up.
time you feel like having a conversation, talk to someone else.
You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your
Captain
visitor
Veleth
shows up.
mentioned how valuable you've become to the Redoran Guard. The Councilor and I appreciate your assistance.
Back in 95, Vila Ulin came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. But Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redoran Guard, and then murder Councilor Morvayan when we weren't looking. He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that? He underestimated the Redoran Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Vila Ulan was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulan
Why
ancestral
hasn't
tomb.
a Redoran Guard been posted at my shop, like I've requested?
You and I both know we can't spare anyone.
Safe travels, Outlander.
I don't care if you still have friends at the East Empire Company or not.
Ah, excuse me. I didn't realize there was anyone else here. I presume the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for the departed. Forgive my surprise. It's just that I wouldn't expect that sort of behavior from someone who isn't Dunmer. Since there aren't any Ulans left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead. Oh, no bother. We all have a right to be here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit.
Not much contact with others.
I hope Geldis proved useful. Telesu. Are you sure?
Fethis. How's that pretty?
So Geldis' plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telesu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councilor Morvayan, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it. I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Telesu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen.
How's business going?
If you have evidence, and it places your life in peril,
Piles of armor to
I would
repair
expect
for the
you to
Revenant
do
Guard.
whatever you must to keep yourself alive.
These hands were made
Here,
for bending
this
steel,
key should open the
not
front
made
door
to
of the
roll.
manor in case they've locked
But it's
it.
certainly better than not
Good luck.
working at all.
Be careful. If the Severans have betrayed us, then they'll be well armed.
I won't allow you to ruin years of planning. I won't allow you to ruin years of planning. It's like have its revenge.
I trust you're not planning any trouble.
Traveling beyond the bulwark will be much safer as a result.
Did you
of
find
your
any
victory
evidence
before
at
Frost.
Severin Manor yet?
Many
Then we finally have them. All that remains now is chasing them down and bringing them to justice. Good. I'm going to send 2 of the best Redoran Guard we have to take them down. I want you to assist them any way you can. See that you do. We can't afford to let these traitors slip away. Ashfallow Citadel's been abandoned.
Do you need something? All right, let's see what you have.
Is someone there?
I knew it!
Where did you come from?
You lead. I'll follow.
Who's there?
I knew it!
Never should have come here.
Who's there? You knew I heard something.
Join you in death.
There's nothing beyond the bulwark except wild nords and ash wastes. I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. I don't know
Well,
how
what
to
happened?
thank you.
Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it! Then, it's finally over. What of the Redoran Guard I sent to assist you? Damn it. I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Councilor Morvayan will be quite pleased when he hears about this. Follow me, and I'll take you to the Councilor so you can speak to him yourself. Excuse me, Councilor Morvayan. I have some wonderful news.
Adril, I haven't seen a smile on your face like that in a long time.
This visitor has single-handedly dealt with a threat that could have ended your life. Vendel, Telesue, and Miri Severin weren't who they appeared to be. I'm afraid they were here to avenge Villa Ulen's death.
Vendel? But he's done so much for Raven Rock. How could this be possible?
They did it to gain our confidence, Councilor. They had us all fooled. I should have been more vigilant. I'm sorry.
Don't say that. It's not your fault, old friend. And you, step forward. What you've done for me, for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town. For this, you have my deepest gratitude. Now, I'm certain Adril was prepared to reward you appropriately for everything you've done. However, since a bit of coin hardly seems like enough, I've decided to provide something more substantial. Since the Severin family, or whoever they were, turned out to be criminals, their property is now forfeit. As Councilor, I hereby award you Severin Manor, and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community.
Can't thank you enough for reopening the Ebony Mines. You've brought light to the darkness, my friend. You've succeeded where I've failed by it.
The threat to Councilor Morvayan's life. Look at me. I'm a different person.